Well, hi, good morning. Thanks for joining me here in my shop. It's June 12th, and today what I'm going to be doing is attempting to connect this Bluetooth receiver to this radio receiver through the, it should be pretty easy. This has a tape input, so I'm pretty sure I can just connect this to the tape input. The only challenge is this has a European style plugs on the back, and of course this is got your basic phono plugs, and that's not a big challenge. That's my goal today. Hey, if you watch lots of my videos, if you've been watching my videos, in fact for years, you know I post pretty much a video a day. Maybe I skip every 10th day or so or something like that, but I haven't posted videos for a few days. Why is that? Not because I haven't been in my shop here. It's because I've just gone through a series of personal projects here that have all ended up in kind of abject failure. so I didn't bother posting any of the videos. Had to do with a couple of turntables that turned out to be dogs and a few other things. And why haven't I been working on this guy? Because I've been waiting for another cartridge to come. The cartridge I purchased for it, I purchased a magnetic cartridge on the assumption that this would handle a magnetic cartridge. It would be sensitive enough for it. But more recently, in reading the documentation more carefully, and also buried in an email I received from one of you, was the statement that it's a ceramic cartridge it's looking for. So I've had to order another cartridge. Should be here in a few days. So in the meantime, let's see if we can make this Bluetooth receiver work with this. You can take pretty much any old radio, especially one that has a phono input, and attach a Bluetooth receiver to it. Now, it might not be stereo in that case. Holy smokes, I can't get it out of the box. It's not quite supposed to go like that. It's not supposed to go like that. Oh, it's still on. This is a sign of things to come today. Okay. First box done. It's just a regular Bluetooth receiver. There's nothing special about it. Not particular. It's inexpensive. And if I've gone through quite a few of these particular ones, comes with cords, a little power supply. So we got to figure out how to wire it in, which I think will be easy. And may or may not use this cord. I won't be using this because it'll have to be powered from the wall, and this is a little, there's no transformer in there. Hopefully this doesn't make noise. Sometimes these power supplies can produce a huge amount of radio interference. Okay, so let's look at the back now. Be sure of things here. Tape recorder. Tape recorder. Right beside it is a speaker extension. This is a speaker extension line. I think this is 2 for more external speakers. I don't know why there's one over here. Tape, and then over here we have phono input, stereo, and monaural. And over here we have something called stereo balance control. I can only guess that this came with a remote control, probably as an option. Maybe because, you know, stereo was in its early days, and you could sit in your chair with this balance control and then turn it so you have a remote balance control. That's my only guess as to what that is. And that doesn't exist. At least I don't have it here. Not something anybody's going to miss, I don't think. So another option, or another opportunity here when we get this connected, is I'll be able to input signals into the radio through the Bluetooth receiver, and we can listen to the tone quality. You know, this receiver is still packed with piles of old capacitors that I, from experience, would consider to be unreliable. which I'm hesitant to change out at this point. So let's get on with it here. We'll take a closer look. I think what I need to do is get a cable with this kind of connector, solder them into here in place of the plug, or in parallel to a plug, and then just have some wires hanging out the back, and this Bluetooth can just sit here like so. Sounds easy enough. There really isn't much of a temporary way of doing this. Kind of have to just go for it. I usually like to set things up on a temporary basis first. See if they're really going to work the way I think they are. Because sometimes they don't. But I think it's not a big deal to solder some wires in there. Okay, we're going to do that. This should be easy. Okay, wow, that took a lot longer than I expected just to solder in this wire. I picked one with these kind of terminations, so you can do this, or you can plug in an extension, regular phono cord with phono on either end, and extend it out somewhere else. Pump something else in here, some other thing you might have, including even a tape recorder. So in North America, these kinds of connectors are just, kind of unheard of. They're around, but okay, let's put this tube back in. I'm going to find out now if this worked. That's a good idea. But first, I'm going to take a well-deserved break here, and we'll fire this guy up, see what we got. Okay, it could be this receiver has a little trick up its sleeve here. Let's just take a look at the situation. So, off, then it says stereo, mono, AM, all kind of in one line there. And you can see there's a bracket. If I push these two down, you can see there's a bracket there. Push the two down. This isn't turned on yet or plugged in. So this button says PU for pickup, I believe. That's for the record player, and tape. So by pushing this, you have engaged the tape and the record player. Well, obviously you're only going to be playing one of those two things at a time. So this appears to be selecting one input on the back. If you want your playback to be in mono, or if it is a mono source, then what it says on the instructions is push this one down too. It's a really quite strange arrangement. The problem here is in the instructions. I wish I read this more carefully. For recording on tape, press the relevant waveband button. So what that tells me is there's not only an input for the tape to play, there's also an output for the tape to record. And I think there's a very good chance I spent the last hour hooking up wires to the output, not the input. And what would the input be? Wouldn't it have to be the same as the phono? If you have the two of them plugged in the same time in the back, and then you push this button, you've basically turned on both the record player and the tape, and if you were to play both the record player and tape, they would both play at the same time. Which nobody would do, right? That's their assumption. Anyway, we'll find out. We're going to find out in a moment what the truth is about what I've done here. In fact, we're going to find out really quick. Okay, sometimes, lessons are learned a little late in the game. Facts come out, after the judgment's been passed. Okay, so volume, again, this is a tough volume control here. Okay, so volume up about a quarter. Maybe a little more than a quarter. We're going to start with the AM band, make sure everything's working. Check to make sure speakers are still connected. They are. No Bluetooth or anything yet. Okay, we're going to plug it in. Plug it in and make it work. Okay, we're going through the dim bulbs to start off with. Here we go. It's been a while since I turned this guy on. Everything looks safe. Go. The lights come on very, very bright at first. The heaters heat up. Now it should get bright again as the tubes begin to conduct. We're probably on a pretty low voltage, 90 volts. That's pretty low. There it goes. The light's brightening up. We're going to give it full power now. We should start hearing something. I see the eye has come on. Here it comes. Check the tuning. Okay. The radio's working. We made it that far. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Because I don't know what to expect. I'm going to turn on, I'm going to set it to tape PU input. Here we go. Now we're going to check. Is this an input or an output? I don't hear a darn thing. I'm expecting a hum. Oh yeah, there's something there. Yeah, it's in stereo. Okay. It's very weak though. Good. We'll turn down the volume again. I'm going to plug in the Bluetooth here and get connected. Yeah, okay. We'll just stop for a minute. I got to make my phone connect and all that stuff. Okay, here we go. I'm playing something I think is not copyrighted here. Here we go. Volume is where? About halfway up. That's 0. Halfway up. Watch your ears now. Here we go. Not the best volume. It's there though. Now it could be, of course, what I'm playing here is a YouTube video backing track for music. I don't know what level this recording is itself, but my phone is on full volume output. So I'd say acceptable? Yeah, I think so. Probably when we put this on the regular real speakers from the cabinet, you're going to get even more volume out of it. There's just more speakers there. So I imagine we'll get more volume. So as for it being stereo, yes, it's in stereo. I can certainly hear that. Tone quality is not bad. Let's turn it up a little bit again here. We'll play around with the tone buttons. Bass. Soft. Knocked the treble out, brought the volume down a touch. Jazz. Doesn't stick. It does seem to engage though when you push it. And let go, it seems to stay engaged. This seems to increase the treble. Bass control. Bass lower. Hear right at the end there. Just little speakers I'm using up here. And treble. So it's definitely a treble cut. I don't want to keep that full up all the time. Well, there we are. Simple as can be, except soldering those wires in took a long time. Fantastic. music there. Yeah, I think if I play guitar backing tracks like that off of YouTube, they may not be copyrighted. We're going to find out with this video though. So if the video is really chopped up, if what you just watched is chopped up with pieces missing, that's me trying to sneak past the copyright process. Because, you know, I'm really not abusing anybody's stuff here at all. I'm not. So anyway, that's good. That's it. Got something done. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot for watching. And the sun is about to come out here. Perfect. See you on the next video.